Welcome to the Seventh-day Adventist Church Magboro, 5th April 2025. May God bless you.
It's about loyalty, which has to do with worship. And when we talk about worship, it has to do with your loyalty, your choice, whom you choose to worship. And for whatever reason, you choose that person to worship. So, for us to understand the Bible, there are 7 rules for interpreting the Bible. And Daniel and Revelation have 3 characteristics. So, when we look at those principles or rules and characteristics, that will give us the divine insight into the lesson of the author. Number 1 rule is we have to consider the setting of it. This is just a background. You can't see it in our lesson. You have to know that Bible is historical. Everything we study in the Bible, there are history of what happened here on earth. There are no stories that does not exist. You know, there are storybooks. Yoruba will say Aroso. One professor will just sit down. When I was in secondary school, we studied Okoju Ode. I don't know whether during your own time you studied. We have to go Lodumare. When you are reading those books, I thought there was a forest that lead to heaven. Because when you study that book, if that is not taken, one can go into spiritism. Okelangodo, the place that lead to heaven. From there you can reach heaven. So, but those are stories that does not exist, that somebody just sat down and bring it together. But Bible is not like that. Everything that happened from Genesis to Revelation, they are events that happened here on earth. So Bible is historical. Then we have to consider the geographical. Bible is geographical. The location where that event happened. Then the culture of the people that wrote the Bible, they wrote based on the culture. They wrote based on the geographical location. Then the reality of the Bible. Bible is real. Everything from Genesis to Revelation, they are real. In fact, this man that I mentioned, I forget his name, he saw the island of Patmos, where John, who wrote the book of Revelation, wrote the book. How they took him to the place, he saw everything around that location. So, meaning that today, we see people going to Jerusalem. They go to Mount Sinai. In fact, there was a time they saw the pool of Bethesda, where Jesus healed that man who had been there for 30 years. Though there was no water there, no water. So, meaning that everything that is in the Bible, there are things that can be seen here on earth. So, we need to understand that one. Then we need to consider the context. When you read the Bible context, read the body, then read the end. Don't look at just one verse or one context and use it to justify the whole chapter. No. You have to understand the context. For example, Daniel chapter 2 talk about the image of the incarnation. So for you to conclude, you have to look from the beginning to the end to know that this thing they are real things that happen. So then number 3, you have to consider the grammar. The grammar they use. When you see one particular grammar, you can go to the dictionary, know the meaning and the interpretation of that grammar. Then compare to another version. You know we have King James version, we have New King James, we have international version. When you compare with other version, and you will get the understanding of that. Then number 5, consider other scripture. When you read from Genesis, you have to consider the same thing that happened or reference in the book of Psalms. You have to read what is in the New Testament. So, then consider both Testament. Why many people lost today is that some people believe that Old Testament is no longer valid. So, the Old Testament time is past. So, they base their judgment and everything on New Testament. In fact, there are some. The New Testament, they believe in the 4 Gospels. After the 4 Gospels, they believe in Rome, the book of Romans. Some, they don't read First Peter, Second Peter, they don't read all those areas. So we have to read both Testament, compare together. Without the Old Testament, the New Testament has no meaning. Because the Old Testament serves as a foundation. The New Testament is the fulfillment of the Old Testament. So you need to understand that. Then the last principle is to consider the translation. How those Bible are translated. So that's why we need to consider take verse correct, take verse from here. Then the three characteristics of prophetic book. Number one is that they deal with